because I've tried to watch Formula E, which is the F1 version, the electric version of F1. I don't know. It just doesn't. I think the problem is that your mind is locked into the Formula One kind of thing, and you're just not getting your kick out of it. Whereas I think with this thing, it's a completely new format and formula, and I think that's what makes it interesting because you're not comparing it against something else.
It's the Formula E thing is missing the noise.
Absolutely.
Formula One is so loud. And it's just that sound goes with the power of the engine, of the speed of the car. The electric cars are fast. You just don't get that. Oh yeah, it's fast. You don't get that reassuring surround sound of.
Yes, but
this is power.
I think they've missed a trick. They should take a leaf out of Hollywood's out of the movie industry, right?
Yeah, give it a fake tune. Yeah.
Well, they got to play
Make
some
it sound
music.
like an ice cream van. That'll be fun.
They got to play like. Imagine if you were watching that and it's like heavy metal or something.
Yeah.
Would it not be easier to watch it than, instead of listening to it whining around like a drone?
Yeah. I like it.
Hey.
Yeah.
And depending on how the guy's doing in the race, they can change the.
Yeah, but spice it up a bit.
Yeah, exactly. When they're doing the live broadcast, that could be, they can mix it up. They can say the music is based on how well he's doing in the race, or the team can choose their own music, or I don't know.
So do you get some, if he's doing really bad, he's got a puncture or something, limping around, you get some Disney music.
So I don't know, because think about movies. Exactly what's happening in the movie just based subconsciously on the type of music that they're playing. When the shit's just about to go down,
Dun, dun, dun.
Oh, we can talk shit.
Or if you're overtaking it, the sound changes as well, like it's a hooter, or what was it? As you go past another guy. Forces aggro.
Yeah, that's why we're solving the world's problems here, dude. Solving the world's problems. Yeah.
So yeah, electric racing is great, but let's not forget the sound. Let's get some fun and entertainment in this.
But
we have the technology. Let's do it. Doesn't add weight to the car.
But just talking about electric cars in general and their sound. There's you buy yourself a high-end vehicle and it's a V8 or it's a 6-cylinder or whatever, and it's got a nice sound to it. It's got a nice exhaust notes and whatever. And then as cars have progressed, they've become more and more quiet inside the vehicle, inside the cabin. So I can remember watching a Top Gear episode with Jeremy test driving the new M5, right? And he's he's driving the car around the track and he's saying it's very beautiful and he's talking about all the technology and how much power it's got and the traction control and how well it's, all this kind of stuff and, et cetera, And then he's until you push the M button and you wind the windows down, then it comes alive because now you can hear this, a V8 turbo, bi-turbo, whatever it was, engine. And because when you've got the windows closed, you can't hear the car, right? It's so quiet inside. And I believe Jaguar, one of their vehicles, I can't remember which one it is they actually play an exhaust note through the speakers in the car when you're driving the car. Subtle, but it's there, right? Look, with the electric cars coming, what do you think is, from that aspect, do you think that, have you ever driven an electric car?
No, I haven't driven one.
Or been in a hybrid?
Yeah, no, I've been in a few Teslas, and
okay,
it's not quiet. If you're on the highway in a Tesla, you get that noise.
The road noise. The road noise. Yeah.
The grumble from the tires on the tarmac.
Yeah.
That comes through.
Yes.
But yeah, it's not in tune with the force that you're feeling when you accelerate.
Yeah. And from
spinning.
Yeah, and then just from a safety point of view for pedestrians and all that,
Oh man,
I've
When electric cars first hit the streets of London and we had Priuses everywhere, I almost got knocked over a few times because you just don't hear them coming.
yes. So I
Mm.
mean, what do you think? What do you think is the way to sort that problem out? Is it like have some sort of like almost like a what do you call that thing in your car when you're reversing? You've got park distance control and it's beeping inside the car. Do you think they should have it like the reverse, where
Well,
there's almost
yeah,
like an
will the
automatic
technology
hooter or
not take
something?
care of this for us? Will the
Possibly.
technology not come along? Because they already look, driverless car technology is not new anymore. They've
Yeah.
already got the sensors everywhere. These are becoming safety features. The car might actually just control itself in that perspective.
Mm.
So yeah, it would pick up motion and it'll process it and slam on brakes for you. Not that you necessarily want that.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Listen, dude. I think we are moving in to a completely new world when it comes to these kind of things, because from an AI point of view, and like you've got
Mm.
the likes of Mercedes and BMW and all that developing this kind of AI technology for these like early warning detection systems and all that kind of stuff. I mean, when you get to a driverless car and it's got to make a decision about the pedestrian and the dog and the like, what decision does it make? Which one does it, it's a situation where someone's going to get hurt or die or something. You're going to crash the car into a tree, or you're going to hit the pedestrian, and the driver might die. Or the occupant of the car might die. I mean, what decision does it get to make? The
Mm.
ethics behind that.
Who decides the ethics? It could
Yeah.
be different value systems in different countries.
Why? Geez, can you just
Screw the
imagine?
dog in one place, and yeah, in other places that save the child, kill the driver. Oh no, no, hang on. We need the driver to get the child home.
Yeah.
What? Who's going to feed the child? If yeah, jeez, can of worms. This is
Can it
maybe
was.
why we haven't officially got these things on our roads.
Yeah. But I mean, in terms of electric cars, I mean, are you thinking of buying an electric car?
I think I will be forced because in a few years' time we are discontinuing diesel
Yeah, yeah.
cars, and not long after that, petrol. So
Yeah.
hybrids and electrics are going to be the near future for us.
Yeah. But I mean,
I mean,
if their
Amsterdam
rule
has already
is,
gone all electric, right?
where's that?
It's all electric. Amsterdam.
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 Yeah.
Okay. And then, I mean, surely hybrids are going to disappear as well, because if you can't have an internal combustion engine,
Mm.
I mean, it must be full electric, right?
Yeah.
Is that what's going to happen in the UK in 2020, 30, 20,
Well,
30? Or,
I think so, yes. But because of the history of um, cars and that motor industry and engineering in this country, I'm hoping they're going to come up with something else because they never sit still. They are constantly looking for other things and other ways of doing things. And I think they might just get a bit bored with electric. I mean, there's challenges to electric in this little mud island that I live on. Uh, in congested areas, most cities are congested because we have a lot of people to squeeze into a short space, and housing is expensive, and it's been run like that for a long time. So people live on top of each other in the cities, and on just it's not just UK, it's across Europe and many parts of the world. All right, so every house has a car or two or three. They're all electric. They all need charging. If you live in a block of flats, who gets to charge the car? How do you do this exactly?
yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
Tesla has been spending a lot of money putting infrastructure in cities like London to introduce a lot more charging points, so people don't see it as a hassle, and so that the infrastructure is being upgraded to support it. But I still don't think there's going to be enough in time.
And what's in terms of charging? I mean, what's the sort of charging time to charge a vehicle?
Well, it's getting better. Thank
Is it
you,
getting better?
thank you, Tesla. So yeah, you can get there's more economical use of the power you have in the car. It can go further. You can store more power. So, yeah, the range is better, and they have a supercharge option. It doesn't fully charge, But if you're going on a long trip and you need to top up, you can top up in, I don't know, 15, 20 minutes or something. I don't know the stats these days, but it's a short time frame to get you to the next point.
Yeah, sure.
I mean,
Oleg,
it gives you 300 miles.
I know you're very pro electric cars. What?
Hey, my next vehicle definitely going to be Tesla.
Oh, is it? But I mean, they've got to bring Tesla to South Africa first of all. I mean, at least you got some car brands like the Nissans of the world, that and BMW that have electric cars already that they're coming into the country.
Hey, I want the self-driving tag, dude.
But they're all gonna get that eventually.
No, they're pretty far away. I don't know if you saw that article that I sent through. VW spent something, planning to spend something close to 50 billion euros on the development of the autonomous driving vehicle. So trying to match up Tesla over the next 10 years. But the CEO actually admitted that they're very far behind. So they're most likely not going to meet that.
Yeah.
And not going to get there. I mean, if VW can't do it, I'm wondering whether Tesla is not going to dominate the European market, electrical market, in the next 5 years. They definitely will, and they know it.
They're expensive, though. I mean, they're not expensive for a high-performance vehicle. But I think you'll find the mainstream manufacturers already have electric models, several of them in their range, and that will still be a cheaper option.
So the main thing is that it's not difficult to buy an electric vehicle. I mean, Hyundai's got an electric vehicle, Toyota's got an electric vehicle.
Yeah.
The question is, the question isn't tag. Like, if you really want that tag, that autonomous driving tag, or level 4 automation, like they call it, you're gonna have to pay for it. If you cool with just driving an electric vehicle, you can pretty easily buy an electric vehicle.
Yeah.
Yes. But actually, I think Teslas are still ahead of the game. I mean, who doesn't want a car that has a button called ludicrous mode?
Yeah, I want one.
I mean, that sells it for me.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, you can remotely park it and do other funky stuff. You can put it in disco mode or whatever they call it.
Yes.
It's got all these things. I mean, I was in a taxi in Amsterdam a couple of years ago, and the taxis are all Teslas. So, and the guy let me play with this big iPad on the dashboard, and yeah, I was playing around with it, doing all sorts of stuff, and then I found the fart noises. So I mean, as a man would, you would make sure everybody in the car, you could make the back right seat guy fart. Bang, hit the button. I mean, they don't put that in the brochure naturally.
Is it an Easter egg?
All these different features, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's just the entertainment one.
Yes. So I see. We got some comments on the show today, which unfortunately I missed because my producer's not here. But someone was talking about vaccines early on, or Mark Brennan from back in the day. He was saying that that testing is needed to supplement the vaccine because it has not been proven against the new variants, which I think is a very good point. And then Stephen K, he dropped a message and saying that his wife has gone fully electric, and it's very fast, he says, and she bought the BMW i3. I don't know if you guys can see there.
I've got one parked across the road from me.
Yeah,
he bought my.
That's
neighbor
pretty cool.
bought one a few weeks ago.
Yeah. So Stephen, if you're still listening, dude, tell me, how long does it take to charge that thing, and how much does it cost to charge it? That's what I'm interested in as well. And how long does it last around town?
And
how much was the vehicle?
How soon do you have to before you have to change your batteries?
Yeah, exactly. That was my next question. Yeah. So many questions, dude. Come on. Yeah. Well, I don't know. I see Honda also released a fully electric vehicle the other day, like a little small, compact one. It looks pretty nice. I reckon there would be a decent one run around. I suppose I should start looking at what the options are with electric motorcycles. I see Harley Davidson has gone And I see old Charlie Borman and Ewan McGregor have got a TV series on Apple TV where they're riding the electric Harleys around, doing a tour.
That sounds awesome.
Yeah.
But it's the same problem as the car. It's not going to make the guttural sound that you expect from a bike, from a Harley.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know, dude.
You need that thumping noise.
Yeah, exactly. You need pipes, dude. You need pipes. Yeah, so I don't know what the answer is to that. I'm not too sure why it is a human thing that we just love the sound of a V8 and a V12 and a motorcycle with no exhaust on it.
Maybe the next generation will just think it's old-fashioned. It's like us hearing a 1920 Ford backfiring and go, oh, what a lot of rubbish.
Yes. Yeah, exactly.
Oh, we've moved along.
Yeah. Carburetors, fuel injection. Oh, electric. Okay. What's a carburetor?
I'd be interested on the bike though, because yes, it's going to weigh a bit, but it's going to have such power.
Yeah.
But then you're going to be tempted to keep the throttle open, and in which case you're going to drain the power faster.
Yes.
So this is going to be, well, what sort of battery options do you have for this bike?
Yeah. And I've always wondered about
yeah.
I've always wondered about the sort of like safety aspect of it, is that you've got this piece of machinery that's got so much torque available from the word go. Generally, someone that's into a sports car, has got the money for a sports car, it's got the training and all that kind of stuff to be able to, most of the time, to be able to drive that car. It's a responsibility to have a vehicle that has the ability to drive that fast and accelerate that fast. I mean, what's the deal where an 18-year-old can go out and gets an electric car as for his 18th birthday or whatever? Okay, and now all of a sudden he's got hooligan mode. I mean, what's the? Yeah, I don't know. And then sure, the manufacturer can govern it, but everything is electronic, so it means everything can be bypassed, everything can be hacked. So I wonder what the story is there, huh?
We live in interesting times.
So Stephen says, he's got no idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry, this is Stephen answering my questions. Says he's got no idea because it's his wife's baby, but he thinks it's about 2 to 3 hours. He says, I'm going to log in and find some stats for you. I don't know what he's going to log into. He's going to log into the car.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can do that from your phone, I think.
Yeah, he's like sitting in the lounge and saying, let me log into the
Don't
BMW
lose your password for the car. Can you imagine? Don't keep your cryptocurrency in the glove box.
And I mean, it opens up so many other sort of questions about electric vehicles that you can connect to from your phone, and now it's going to be hacked.
Absolutely.
I saw something where someone hacked into they demonstrated how to do it, where they hacked into one of these big American Buicks or Escalades or whatever, where the guy hacks into the car. He can fiddle with the GPS. He can change the radio stations and all that kind of stuff. But then he can also change the like the engine management system. He can get the car to brake.
Yeah, I mean, if it's Bluetooth, you could just ride alongside another Bluetooth car. You can hack into the car and then the person's phone that's paired with it, or vice versa.
This is scary, dude. Okay, I'm going to end off with one last thought that I had today. While I was riding on my motorcycle back from Witbank, I had a thought that crossed my mind. And there I'm riding my motorcycle and I'm thinking, I wonder what the quickest way is back to my house. Should I take this off-ramp or should I take that off-ramp or should I go down that road? If I take that off-ramp, should I go down that road? Now I'm like on my bike and I'm thinking, yes, I wish I could just punch my home address into my GPS now on my phone because my phone's there on the bike in front of me. I just wish I could just punch in my address quickly so that it could tell me what's the fastest way home. And then my thoughts went to, okay, at the moment I could, if I was driving in my car, I could say, hello, digital assistant, give me directions to my address, and it'll open up Google Maps and it'll do it, right? I can get it to do it while I'm driving without taking my hands off. Now, how do I do that on my bike, right? So I was thinking, so I'm sure one day we'll be able to think a thought, and our phone would be able to, we can like wake up our digital assistant by thinking, hello, whoever, whatever the name of the Google Assistant is, and say, give me directions to XYZ, and it'll do it for us. Then I went back to, we're having this conversation about Google's always listening to us. Yes, it's waiting for the wake up phrase, but it's listening all the time. And we always joke about the fact that Google's listening to us and, whatever, and you've got your Google Home. And then I was thinking, just, if you enter the situation where it can detect your thoughts and it's waiting for the wake up message from your thoughts, now they're hacking into all your thoughts. They can, if you know what I mean.
You didn't want to go to McDonald's for a drive-through. Yeah, it's helping your diet. It's actually taken over control of your life.
No, but I mean, where does the thing stop when the device can read your thoughts and it's waiting for the wake up command so that it can follow your instruction?
So I have a quick question, right? Like, does it mean that you're going to be the first volunteer for the Neuralink testing?
No, definitely not. Definitely not. But I'll leave you with that thought. And I think we must talk about it. I'm going to do some research and find out how far they are off from this kind of technology. And we'll talk about it next week.
If you Google it, they will come for you. They will find you through the ether and change your mindset so you don't Google it again.
Yeah. So, the good old days where they'll take you out.